Gee.
Well, I'm a work in progress. I'm in the process of being remade rather than someone that has already made it. I'm in the process of being remade. I was talking to Emmett, who's running the camera back there this evening, that I used to be a TV commercial director, and I made $7,000 a day directing TV commercials, and I thought I had made it. Well, soon thereafter, digital cameras came into the scene, and we just filmed in New York, and I had a two-person camera crew, including their equipment, for $500. And so what's happened is that business has totally changed, and everybody's got a camera now, and they don't pay anybody $7,000 a day anymore like I once made. And so during that change, I changed into securities. I started trying to finance a movie, and I got really, really fascinated by the world of securities. And I guess the lesson is the way things are going now with the internet and with the way everything is changing so fast. I mean, I remember when I got an answering machine, you know, and I thought that was so novel. And then I remember cordless phones. Wow, you could walk around with the phone in the apartment, you know. And now everything changes on a daily basis. And so if you want to be an entrepreneur now, you really have to almost be psychic. You have to look around and see what people really, where are things going? Not where am I today and what am I doing, but really think about, of all the things that are converging and changing and moving, what is going to be the thing that is going to benefit someone? And that's the essence of being an entrepreneur, is what true need are you satisfying? What part of this change can you benefit your fellow man in some way? And if you can find that, if you can think, and that's why the iPhone is so successful, because somebody, just Steve Jobs and his team, actually looked at it and said, well, they want to be able to do this, they want to be able to do that, they want to be able to listen to music, let's put it all in one thing, and they want to have a little screen, why not, it should be able to access the internet. And somebody actually thought of all those things from the end user's point of view. So if you want to be an entrepreneur today, you have to be an end user and look at it backwards. Not what you want and what you think is cool, but look around, like what need, great need, the venture capitalists call it a pain. What pain do you want to ease? Mm-hmm. You know, what is it that's really hurting out there, and try to fill that spot. And the second thing you want to be able to do as an entrepreneur is you want to be very, very persistent. I cannot tell you the difficulties that you have as an entrepreneur. You can't imagine the nights that you lay awake thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I mean, I personally sold my car I had for 34 years. I sold my airplane. I cashed in my Directors Guild pension. I spent the $1 million I made as a TV commercial director. My mother died and left me $100,000. I spent that. My Aunt Claire died and left me $100,000. I put that in. You know, at some point, you know, and all along, you must learn to pivot. You must learn to say, well, for years I was trying to finance a movie. See, and I realized that people don't. I was going to venture capitalists and saying, you know, I've got this new way to finance movies, and they would go, oh, movies, get out of here, get out of my office, you know. And then I realized I had a new way to do securities in general. I pivoted, and by changing that method, all of a sudden we've got some tremendous interest. I have people actually calling me. You know, I can't believe it, but all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, because it took years of determined persistence, figuring out a way. What can I do? I know there's something to this. I know there's a way. I know I can make it. And as I went through, I visualized so strongly that the laws are changing. And so if you have a belief in what you have, the universe will actually change to your vision if you're persistent and strong enough and visualize something and it's good and it's true. I mean, if everybody says, I don't know, that's kind of crazy, but everybody's going, yeah, that's a great idea. I said, well, do you know anybody with any funding, you know? And so after a while, you just keep at it and things change. Eventually, you know, the law of attraction kicks in and things start to come your way. If you're persistent, if you can listen to other people, if you can pivot, if you're willing to make any sacrifice. And I still don't consider myself as having made it because it's all part of a process in life and personal growth. The suffering that you go through as an entrepreneur is very, very good for you because it's humbling. When I had $1 million in the bank, I had a head the size of Texas. And my main concern was a window table. You know, and I'm not kidding.
Sounds like an investment banker.
And you know what? I lost a lot of money in 2000 in the stock market, and I got a project to go to Africa to film some service projects in Africa where the doctors go and they treat the poor people in the villages. And I got to tell you, I can't see myself ever spending $500 for dinner again like I did. You know, all those changes change you as a person, and hard times make you into a different person. And so I think I'm talking a little too much here, but that's being an entrepreneur is really a wonderful path for two things, but most importantly, it's good for your own personal self-development because it's hard, and hard times is what shapes us into somebody that's a better person. And so, you know, I recommend being an entrepreneur. I think it's a great thing not being comfortable. I dream of having a paycheck. You know, of getting every week the check comes. It would be amazing. But it's great for you from your standpoint of personal development. And then when you see it starting to really materialize, it's very, very satisfying.
Thank you.